Sup? I'm Lena, and again, I'm not on a couch. Today we're going to be talking about exactly why I am boycotting Bridgerton. I don't want to watch the show ever again. It's really two reasons. Race and Penny. I hate her! Okay, so let's start with race. When Bridgerton first came out, we were told it's kind of like going to be this Victorian type of Pride and Prejudice 2005 type of beat, right? And we were all like, yeah, let's do it. Then they said diversity. Then they said people of color are going to be really main characters on the cast. And you know, your girl was concerned. Because if there's one thing I am tired of, it is watching people of color suffer in the past.
And I work like a dog day and night, living off a coffee from a pot none of you want to touch. All my life I had to fight.
Anyone looks away takes a turn.
I am tired of it and I don't want to see it anymore. Like, I get it. I know these things are happening. I cannot run away from them. I will never be able to run away from them. Can they just be happy for a moment, you know? And like, never can they. So when Sean arrives, like, no. This time, they're gonna be happy. This time, it's gonna be chill. I was excited. So you can imagine my confusion when like 6 episodes into season 1, all of a sudden they were like, gotcha, racism does exist here, but we're gonna treat it in like the dumbest way possible.
We were two separate societies, divided by color, until a king fell in love with one of us.
So basically what you find out is that racism used to exist in the Bridgerton world, but then like literally 30 or 40 years ago, the king fell in love with a black woman, the woman who's the queen right now, and then he was like, we're gonna stop being racist now. And everyone went, yeah, and I'm just like, excuse me, what? It's so unnecessary of a fact they added in there. And it also completely reframes the entire show. Because a big thing in season 1 is that the Duke, his dad was super horrible and mean to him and very like obsessed with their keeping their name and blah 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 and all this other stuff, and that's the reason why he has such a big chip on his shoulder and he's like, I'm never gonna marry, I'll never have children.
What's the matter, Knuckles? Gonna cry?
And at first you're just like, oh, your dad's the worst, blah, blah, blah. But then when you realize the world that they're living in, his dad's behavior makes perfect sense. I'm not saying it was nice and okay the way his dad treated his mom and like him, but if like his dad grew up where as a child he was like probably like a slave or like dealing with really heavy racism, and then all of a sudden when he turned 30, the king's all like, never mind, racism over, ahaha. I'd feel some type of way also. I feel like I'd have to prove some stuff also. I also would feel really concerned that like everything I'm working for would be taken from me almost immediately.
The king may have chosen his queen. He may have elevated us from novelties in their eyes to now dukes and royalty, and at that same whim, he may just as easily change his mind.
It honestly even makes the Duke's emotional issues and like the reason why he is the way he is like so stupid. Like, be for real right now. You know what the world was. Okay, whatever. Like, let me tell y'all something right now. Slavery ended. Alright, the Civil War ended. The Civil War ended in this year, right? And slavery didn't really even officially end in America until this year, but like whatever. We are still having issues in 2022. It's been about this long. And it's ridiculous to think that this long-standing, really serious, systemic, historical, lots of words. It's already really frustrating when, like, in our reality in America, we act like it is a surprise that we are still dealing with the fallout and backlash of slavery. So it's really frustrating when I'm watching this TV show that I thought I was going to be able to escape for a little bit, and then they're like, yeah, no, racism used to be a thing, like Monday, but it's Wednesday now. But honestly, I can excuse that.
You can excuse racism.
What I cannot excuse, and honestly the bigger thing of why I literally cannot watch the show, is Penny. Penelope Featherington. I want to meet you outside. Oh, you are so annoying. Let's start from the the top and come on down. At the tippy top, we have her desperate obsession with Colin. If you don't know, Colin is one of the Bridgerton brothers. There's 88 of them. And she's been obsessed with him since she could like walk, apparently. And he literally barely knows her name. He does not care for her at all in a romantic sense. He barely cares for her as like a person. But Penelope is obsessed with this man. It's so desperate and it is so painful to watch. My man, stand up. Which then leads into number 2, my issues with Penny. The whole whistle down nonsense. So we're supposed to excuse her behavior and what she does. Spoilers if you haven't watched the show, so sorry. But we're supposed to excuse her behaviors as like basically the big brother of like the Bridgerton world. Because she's like a wallflower and because people don't think she's attractive and whatever and all that jazz. But here's the thing, it doesn't excuse it, it barely justifies it. Yes, Colin doesn't think you're attractive because you are literally a child to him.
That little girl is a child.
Like, of course Colin's not looking at you, he's not chicken for you like that. No one is. Like she hadn't even debuted yet in like the society or something like that because she was too young to do so. Like no one is looking at her in that way. That is why she's being ignored. I think when you read the books or something like that, looking at the timeline or something like that, in season 1, let's say Colin's supposed to be like 20 something, and she's like 15. Yeah, it'd be really freaking weird if him in his very adult self was like, this middle schooler, ah. But then, because she's being ignored or whatever like that, she literally is like detailing out like, well, this girl looked horrible in her dress, and this man's probably cheating on his wife, and am I supposed to think that's cute behavior? It's not. But really what takes the cake and makes Penelope as shysty as she is what she does to her cousin. I won't hold you. It's not great that her cousin is like, her plan, also her mom's plan was to get Colin to marry her and then immediately sleep with her to trick him into thinking that the child is his. I do understand that is not great. However, I don't just support women's rights, I support women's wrongs. It makes perfect sense that she would do something like this because it's like 18, like 12 or something. She's not gonna go get a job or make a business or something like that. She is literally a random woman, uneducated, no access to any wealth, because I think their family, like the Featherington family in general, is just like down bad. Like they're not doing well. And the dude who like is the father is like a poor soldier who isn't answering her letters anymore. So like, what is she supposed to do? What are her options? She has none. And Colin's nice. And Colin honestly really did like her. And Penny loses her little mind over this. And she goes, well, I have to protect Colin, and then destroys her entire family. That is the part that I really feel like people are completely overlooking. Because when she like outed her cousin for doing this in like the whistle down papers or whatever like that, it didn't just F with her cousin, it literally messed with her entire family. Now it hurts her sisters and their capability of getting married. It hurts her and her capability of getting married. It hurts her dad and her mom and them and their business stuff and everything like that. Like, your name is everything in this world, and she destroyed it all over a dude who barely knows her name. The fact that season 3 is based like all on her, can't watch it. I can't watch her fall in love with Colin and him fall in love with her and then her get everything she wants. These are my thoughts and my feelings.
That's my opinion!
Update on me and like life things. I ordered business cards. So like when I meet people in real life that I think are cool or like I want to like collab with them creatively, I can like literally give them a business card with a QR code on it that takes them to my YouTube and like my app and everything. Because I'll put a link tree in the... What is this? What is this down here? What do we call this? I'll put a link tree down below. But like, I'm literally leaning on the couch on everything. Like, Goodreads, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Storygraph, Redbubble. Actually, no, not Redbubble. I tried to change it, won't let me change it. Oh, also selling stickers there. I'll put that down below also. I am trying and I'm doing. Oh, I still haven't bought the dress. For my friend's wedding. But no, in my defense, when I went to like look at it and stuff like that, they only had extra smalls and extra larges, and I'm like sitting at a medium. me myself. So I guess I'll get an extra large and I'll learn how to tailor.